Now we see the external jugular over here. This was not showing on the other one. In other words, the big one here is called the internal jugular, the external jugular over here. And so we have to look differently. This one over here shows us the inferior mesenteric artery. Again, celiac trunk is actually, we said a trunk was a vessel that gave rise to other blood vessels. And so over here we have, and again, different model makers will arrange these differently. So what we have to do here is look at the gastric artery, we have to look at the hepatic artery, adrenal. So the celiac trunk is actually where it comes out of the aorta, and we can't actually see the trunk here, but if I just said these all come from, we'd say the trunk. The other model I had, wherever it is, did I move it? Here this demonstrates the celiac trunk a little better because we see, good, there's no lead here. We see the celiac trunk would be right here, and now these right here will be the three vessels coming off the celiac trunk. Now, if I pointed at the base here and say, what is this base here? You'd say celiac trunk. If I asked you what these vessels were, then you would have to identify for me the three vessels that come off it. In other words, I'm not going to ask you exactly what this one is because this is going to look a little bit differently than that model. However, the three branches are still the same. So you can look at that. Superior mesenteric, again, the inferior mesenteric for some reason isn't on this one, but we see the inferior mesenteric right here. These are the common iliacs, the internal iliacs, the external iliacs. Interesting enough, as soon as we come through the body wall here, the external iliac becomes the femoral artery. And there's the femoral vein. And when we come in through the body wall, now this is the external iliac vein. There's the internal iliac vein, and there's the common iliac vein. Again, renal arteries and veins over here. This is going to the adrenal. These are the adrenal glands up here. So here's the adrenal artery coming here, going to the adrenal gland right here and over here. Here we see the adrenal gland right up here. So here's the adrenal vein. We don't see an adrenal artery. This would be an adrenal artery actually coming up to the adrenal gland. So our job here is to look at these models that we have available and just pick out what vessels we can see on them. Again, some of my colleagues hand out pictures of blood vessels, and I don't like doing that. That is to say, I like hands-on stuff, as we saw before. So why don't we do these torsos right here? Learn the blood vessels you can see of the torso. I don't think, I'll have to look around and see if we have any more. Unfortunately, sometimes we have some models and they get moved